Say what? Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects and the like. Thank you for joining in. Welcome all Mandela effectians. So I'm joined tonight by my residue hunter, Teresa Lynch, and we're uncovering some brand new Mandela effects for you guys. As you know, Mandela effects have been really hard to come by lately. And me and Teresa have been literally have some groundbreaking effects here to share. So with no further ado, we're going to start off with our first one tonight. Nobody has seen this yet. Nobody. What do you remember? Teresa, you want to ask them? What do they remember? You discovered this one.
You remember the original Star Trek series? You remember the Lieutenant Uhura? Is that how you say her name? Uhura?
Yeah.
What do you remember her name being, the actress's name being? Do you remember Michelle Nichols? Or do you remember Nichelle Nichols? I discovered this, Brian, at 2 o'clock in the morning this morning, and I was looking for some residue and other things to post in my group. And I came across this, and when I looked at the name, I'm like, oh my God, this is so wrong. And myself and Brian, you remember Michelle Nichols?
I remember Michelle. Wait, hold on, wait.
When you look at it, look at it now it says Nichelle with an N. I have found so much residue. Brian's going to show you the residue, and this one really got me all worked up. And I have been waiting to get this news out, and that's why I'm going now on Brian's channel to let everyone know, and I will be posting this in the group along with my residue. So yeah, this was found at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, I just want to do. I want to do a couple shout outs here. You know, as we.
By this too, guys, like really freaked out, and I couldn't believe I found this. It was meant for me to find it, Brian.
Oh wow!
Seriously.
And by the way, let me thank you for finding that, Teresa. And we got plenty of residue to share on that.
It's huge. Yeah, I'm definitely going to post it in my group later with my residue, and this is a huge find for me.
Yep, and I want to welcome. I want to welcome you got your newest member in here, Frankie Aponte. I think is he one of your new members in your group, Teresa?
Yes, he is. Welcome, sir. Oh, sir.
Hey, Frankie. Hey, sure. William. Sheena Redaway is going to be handling our chat tonight. So please direct all questions.
Hi, Sheena.
Hey, Sheena. Please direct all questions to Sheena.
Remember Michelle?
I think so. Anybody you can go ahead and vote now in the chat what you remember. Was it always Nichelle to you, or was it Michelle like a lot of people remember? We got plenty of
the actress's name.
Yes, actress's name from Star Trek.
That Brian's going to share.
If you're just joining us right now, it's the Star Trek lady. Her name is Michelle or Nichelle. I seem to remember Michelle, and there's plenty of proof here. Let's see, we got
plenty.
I'm doing some shout outs. We got Rocco Donato. We got Preliminal. I can never pronounce your name right. Hey, Betty Davis, Sean Sullivan, Scott Balo. What's up, man? Brian,
welcome.
Of course, we got Brian Stavely. Hey, Brian. Good to see you, buddy.
Brian asked, I found this at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like literally, hey, Brian asked, do you remember the actress's name being Michelle Nichols? Well, guess what? Now it's Nichelle, and I'm not even kidding. Go look.
Okay, yeah, if you look it up, Nichelle Nichols. She was born December 28th, 1932. She's 85 years old. She's still alive today. But does somebody want to tell her name might have changed? Nichelle Nichols is. That's insane. So
Brian, I think I was meant to find this. Seriously.
I think so too. There's plenty of residue for Michelle. Some of which you can clearly see like on Pinterest. Let me close these as I go. There's, let's see, what is it? Another Pinterest, Michelle Nichols.
She remembers Nichelle.
Who?
Betty Davis remembers Nichelle.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. We welcome you, okay? You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Because remember, we have more than one reality, more colliding together. So there, of course, there's going to be different people who remember it different ways. You know?
Yeah, it's just like the Scarab performance was talking about Kenny Rodgers, and so many people are spelling his name wrong.
Oh,
I mean,
actually, Brian, that's one we
insane.
need to talk about. I have
We
residue
will.
for that one too.
Yeah, if you look at all these pictures here, guys, you can see it's clearly showing Nichelle Nichols. This is from the BET Awards. Right here it says Nichelle Nichols, 2009. There's reputable, as a newspaper writer.
The newspaper even says it.
Right. Why would you put her name wrong in a newspaper if you're an editor? You're supposed to edit that part out.
Editors check everything before they post anything because they can get in a lot of trouble. They can get lawsuits and everything, Brian. So they double check everything.
Yep.
So why would they post her name, Michelle, if it was supposed to have been Nichelle, as we remember Michelle, right?
Right. And
wow.
Whoa. Okay. So she's showing the sign for "Live Long and Prosper," Spock's symbol right there with the split fingers, split down the middle, and it talks about it right here. It says via CNN, which to me is Chicken Noodle News. I'm just being funny. Nichelle Nichols talks about it's in Spanish, but clearly they're quoting it from CNN.
You don't read Spanish.
No, it's fine. Star Trek, Nichelle Nichols, pictures, photos, images. Let's see. Control F. Simple command.
And Brian, what kind of name is Nichelle?
Nichelle Nichols.
No, the name don't even make sense. It's Nichelle.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And look, this is Teresa found all this residue. You got to give her a round of applause here for that. Action figure adventures, comic book men, the search for Mega Uhura. Yep. And it says, just by chance, Nichelle Nichols, Star Trek's Lieutenant Uhura, walks into secret stash. She's got a couple of hours to kill before catching a plane out of Jersey. Nichelle, see, it says Nichelle bestows a quest, yada, yada. So they're remembering it wrong as well. Here's an autographed picture on eBay.
There you go.
This is the nail in the coffin right here. Now, Teresa, a moment ago you shared this residue with me, and it said Nichelle, and this just flipped over to Nichelle. I swear, I'm not.
Why did it change that fast?
The eBay one, it just changed. I swear.
Okay, folks, this is what remember I was explaining to you a couple shows back. Sometimes I'll give him residue, and for some reason it'll change right then and there. It's like it doesn't want you to see it. Right, Brian?
Yes, and I swear to you, I just saw this like.
You just seen it, and it changed that fast.
It was this was an M.
Or something is trying to catch up with itself.
This was an M.
It literally changed the
now it's an N.
that fast.
It just changed to an N, like just before I presented it to you guys.
What?
Yeah, and here's okay. This is the last bit of residue I have from. This is from Amazon.com. Nichelle Nichols, autograph, Lieutenant Uhura, Star Trek, right? It's autographed, and look on the thing here. It says Nichelle. It's really bizarre, guys. So it's one of those. It's got dual, showing both. In other words, that's conflicting. It's called conflicting evidence. Again, you have something like that as well here. Vintage 1967 Nichelle Nichols, Star Trek Ebony magazine. Yep. This is a worthy worth point for internet stuff, right? On the front cover, what do you see? Nichelle Nichols. Yep. This person here, this editor, should technically be fired for posting the wrong evidence or the wrong name. Okay? Somebody should write to them and tell them something that, hey, they got it wrong. Or, hey, maybe they got it right. Thank you for...
Yeah, why would they say one thing and then on the cover it says something else?
Yeah, I know, right? And Heart of Texas Comic-Con, March 14th, 2015. Check this out. Celebrity guests include Nichelle Nichols, Star Trek's Lieutenant Uhura. Oh, my goodness.
And that's a Comic-Con, and they're the ones who have to set all this up. They have these great big comic conventions where all the fans go and they spend a lot of money. Yep. And they have these people actually sit and give autographs out, and then they do speeches and different things. How could they get the name wrong?
I know, and I would have
Comic-Con. This is a lot of money generated, and they get paid for these too.
Yeah,
these special events.
I know, and see, I'm crying here because I would have loved to have seen Mini-Me from the Austin Powers films, the guy who played Mini-Me. Dang, I missed that. All right, here's a Quizlet. You guys know Quizlets are out there to help you study for tests. They're there to help you for like Jeopardy if you're trying to study up for trivia. So anyway, we look for Nichelle. Here it is, right here. All the astronauts in the Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo space programs were white men. Who did NASA ask to help recruit women and minorities into the astronaut program? Nichols. Nichelle. Star Trek's Uhura. Come on.
Nichelle Nichols.
Brian, that's the nail in the coffin.
Wait, let's hear this. I want to hear this thing talk to me. It's going to say it out loud.
All the astronauts in the Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo space programs were white men. Who did NASA ask? Nichelle Nichols. All the astronauts in the Nichelle Nichols.
There you go.
There you go. Did you guys hear it? Nichelle Nichols.
Okay, and
Brian, I knew right away when I seen this there was something wrong because, me being awake since I'm actually going on 2 years now in December, I've seen so many things that it's like I know it's wrong right away.
Well,
it's a strong feeling.
Let me ask you this, Teresa, while I got you on here and everything. Do you ever think the residue is going to fizzle out, or do you think it'll keep going?
I think it's still going to be there, but I think as time goes on, it's going to slowly disappear because I think somehow, like you just had a piece of residue and it changed.
Yeah.
I think it's like a ripple effect. When you throw like a rock in the water and you see the ripple effect, I think that's what's happening. As I find residue, it's going to change because it's going to try to catch up to this timeline. Kind of like the butterfly effect. Back to the Future, you go back and remember how things were changing and his picture, his sister and his brother were disappearing. Remember in the photo he was holding?
Yep.
Same idea. If things are changing in the past, it's going to affect the residue in the future. So I think some of my residue is going to change or just disappear and be non-existent. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I'm glad you mentioned that because
residue change in front of me.
I'm telling that the residue, the eBay residue that you sent me, I looked at it before I even brought it on the show, and I swear to you, it said Nichelle.
What I go through, Brian, residue changing in front of my face.
So it doesn't like freak you out anymore, right? It doesn't freak you out.
It still does, yes. It still does because to me it's like voodoo.
Okay.
Paranormal crap that should not be able to happen in real life.
You guys, let me ask you this. Okay, you guys know that newspapers, okay, when they're scanned in, OCR, optical character recognition, reads the newspaper for you. That's how you're able to search for it on, say, Google newspapers, news.google.com/newspapers. There's another good, powerful archive. If you pay the extra money, you can get better newspapers from this website, Newspaper Archive. So they archive basically everything. And in the optical character recognition article text, it says, Beyond Tomorrow actress Nichelle Nichols, Star Trek, and fantasy writers Harlan Ellison. See that? Nichelle Nichols. That was good residue, Teresa.
Thank you. I found as much as I could find you. And I'm sure there's even more out there, but I wanted to get a big chunk of it out to show that, hey, this is supposed to be Nichelle, not Nichelle. That doesn't even make sense. No,
it doesn't make sense. And I want to point out that we got 39 people watching right now. Let's try to get it up there to 75, 80. Come on, guys. Tell all your friends. Let's wake everyone up. I'm not afraid. Let's wake everybody up. Bang on the pots and pans. Let's get the neighbors out here. So, thanks, Betty.
Betty likes you.
Oh.
Betty, he is hot, huh?
Gosh, I'm blushing.
There's some friends out there,
okay.
Brian.
Well, I know. But let's see. So, gosh, I'm awful. I'm sorry. Okay, so the next one we have for you
Turn
guys,
that now on me and get all embarrassed.
R2D2. What do you guys remember about R2D2? Did he have wires sticking out of his feet? Do you remember?
That's bizarre.
Does anybody remember wires sticking out of R2D2's feet? Any Star Trek fans out there? I mean, Star Wars
Where's
fans.
the Star Trek guy at? Don't you have a Star Trek guy, Damien?
Damien's our Star Wars guy. Any Star Wars people remember R2D2?
Oh, shoot, he would know. Can you get him?
Tammy says nope.
No, I don't remember no wires.
Leslie Earl says I don't remember wires.
Brian, are you showing pictures?
Earth has a Odin Lush says Earth has a second moon here. It's called Kruthni. Okay. So nobody so far that's voted remembers any wires. So let's look at that for just a moment. And while I'm sharing those pictures, Teresa, can you pull up our next Mandela effect with Cesar Romero?
Yes, let me get that for you.
Yep, I want to see pictures. And if you have Residue, go ahead and share it too. While I share this.
Well, he's got
R2D2.
a mustache now. That's what's so weird about it. Let me go ahead and get you some pictures.
Okay. All right, so check it out, guys. R2D2 has wires in his feet. Okay, if it wasn't enough, now before he only had one projector on his forehead or on his eye. He had like one eye, that projector. Well, now he's got 3 projectors on his head. There's like 2 in the back or whatever. And also we have these wires here in the front. That's a new one. This has to be like brand new. I don't remember these. Hold on. And I apologize. Let me pull up images. Okay, images. Okay, there's a pretty good shot right there. Tell me. I mean, that just looks wrong. Wrong.
Wow, you can see the mustache.
And he's got these like projectors on his head.
That's crazy, Brian. I don't remember that, especially the wires.
Yeah, here's the wires right here. You can see it good. So ask all your Star Wars friends if they remember it or if they don't. You know, I'm not remembering it. Oh, there's a cool costume if you want to dress up like R2D2. See, if I make an R2D2 costume, I'm going to make it without the wires. I'm going to be different, okay? All right, Teresa, so what you got for us?
I have Cesar Romero was the original Joker, and now when you look at the picture, let me go ahead and send it to you. I'm not sure if there's any residue out there, but if you look at it, you can.
Oh, heck no, I'm looking at the pictures now. Heck no, he did not have a mustache.
Well, he does now.
No freaking way. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, look. See it?
Is there residue at all? That's what I want to know.
I'm looking to see if I can find some.
All
I don't see how you would cover up a mustache, though.
And by the way, guys, if you want Teresa, she can help you find residue. I mean, she works really hard at it, you know. Just join her group on the Facebook, and if you're also into residue hunting,
I'll look for it for you. I'll do my hardest to find it. I mean, if it's to be found, I will find it. I found some of the hardest residue there is to find, right, Brian?
Yep.
I like the challenge.
I'm sorry. I guess I shared that a bit too soon. Okay. Do you guys remember the Joker from the original 60s or 50s Batman, whatever it was? Do you remember the Joker, Cesar Romero, having the mustache on his face?
I don't.
Oh, thanks, Gerald. Gerald says your videos are great. I love you, man. Thank you. Okay, so anybody remember the mustache? Because I sure don't.
There's another picture. I'll send you this one. Yeah, I don't remember the mustache. I think they try to cover it with makeup. Have you noticed that? He's got a lot of makeup on.
Yep.
And I think it shows up more in some pictures. Now, maybe, on the show, or do we have a piece of clip of it? Maybe we can do like a close-up of the clip, or would that be like a copyright thing?
Beam me up, Scotty. Wait, what?
Maybe like a clip of it? To see if they show a close-up, but I don't know if that would be a copyright or not.
I can try. Maybe he had it for like a season. It's possible. But and I want to share them.
Kind of reminds me like the Men in Black with the mustache. Remember that one, the Men in Black? Emmy, Will Smith.
Let me see if I can pull up a video. Where's his laugh?
Yeah,
I want to hear. I want to see him laughing because I sure could use a good laugh right now.
But that was a painting I just sent you of him. You can kind of see the mustache in the painting, but not much.
I don't know. These pictures aren't the best. They're not the best here because
No.
they're kind of like, you know, because this is an older show. It's going to be hard to find.
Yeah, I'm looking. I can still see the mustache too, all the pictures. But you know, you can clearly see the mustache.
Okay, I'm trying to see if it's because like I know we had to deal with like staticky cathode ray tube TVs. That was kind of a problem back in the day, but I still don't think he had the mustache. I'll play this for you guys.
Sorry he isn't here to enjoy a special surprise I cooked.
See, it's kind of faint. It's a faint mustache.
But Bruce Wayne will do as a substitute. I'm beginning to dislike him as much as Batman.
Great actor. He was one of the best bad guys ever. Honestly,
he was the best Joker out of all of them. I think he played it the best.
You can clearly see the faint mustache here, but it's not just one picture. Because see, if it was just one picture, that would be one thing. But it's almost every picture.
Yeah,
the faint mustache.
Maybe in the show they did use maybe a lot more makeup, to cover it up. But how much can you cover up on a mustache?
All right,
unless you put it on really thick, like thick.
Yeah, who found this one, Teresa?
I would have to look back and get you that information. Let me see if I can find out for you, so you can give the person credit. All right.
All right.
Let me see if I can find out.
Okay. Do you guys see this? This is not a drawing where it would be like shading. This is his mustache right here.
Let me see if I can find out for you. I sent it to you yesterday.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can plainly see this thing right here.
Yep.
Look at that mustache. There you go. So now you're going to have to change your Halloween costume if you decide to dress up as Joker. You're going to have to wear a mustache. If it's not one thing, it's another. We got horses with mustaches. You know that?
Oh.
Let me show you a picture of that because I know that's funny. Yeah, we all know this is like a Mandela effect because come on, that just looks wrong. Horses with mustaches. I don't remember
Ryan,
that.
I'm glad we're on tonight because we couldn't go on last night because of what had happened. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
I was seriously. Oh, by the way, Cesar Romero mustache was pointed out by Zork Zamboni.
Yes, there you go. I am so sorry. I was trying to find it.
And let me I'll find that real quick.
I'm just glad we're here.
Yeah, I know. We were almost going to go live last night. We would have had a terrible mistake.
It was do we know the reason why this happened? I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but last night, what time did this start? This down with the YouTube went down. Do we know around what time it went down? Your time? Because you're ahead of me.
It went down around 8:30, and it was down till about 10:30 or 11.
And this wasn't just local, everyone. This was worldwide. I had people posting in my group that were from Norway, from Australia. I mean, I had people across the world. I mean, I live in Las Vegas, so I'm, United States, of course. But I had people posting from all over the world in my group that were freaking out. We don't know why it happened. I mean, Brian, you being an IT guy, do you have any explanation of how something like this can happen? Maybe you can explain to everybody how it can go down.
In the world of networking security, we have usually there's protocols in place to prevent such a thing. We have firewalls. We have clusters of different servers, different IP addresses. This normally when you have an incident like this, it's like it only affects a small amount of people. This was global. I mean, this was everywhere. So, but we're still getting to the bottom of it. We don't know officially what it was, and who's to say that they're going to tell us the truth anyway? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we're going to try our.
Well, there was some strange rumors. Can I tell you about him? Somebody had said that somebody had posted. No, I don't know if this is true or not. It could just be hearsay. Somebody said that they had posted a video about that some army guy heard something about the moon was hit by something and blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, I don't know all the details. And as soon as somebody went and posted it on YouTube about the moon being hit from a military man, that's when it went down. Now, I don't know if that's just a lot of rumors going around. I mean, I can't confirm if that really happened, where the moon was hit by something. Wouldn't we know if the moon got hit by something? Don't you think we could see it? You know?
I mean, I would think so. I mean, if it was a hit,
I'm not sure if that was true or not, but that's what I was hearing from different people, that it went down because somebody was trying to post a video of something that hit the moon. Like, does anybody in your audience know anything about that? They can confirm that, Brian, when I ask them.
About what?
Ask the audience, the members, if anybody remembers seeing a video about the moon being hit, and then YouTube going down because of some video that was posted, and they wanted to wipe it clean or something. I mean, a lot of cover-up.
I don't know. I really don't want to promote. I know. I don't want to promote. I don't want to scare people and say it was this when it. We don't know what it was. Okay.
We don't know.
At this point, we're just going to assume it was a regularly scheduled outage, or
we hope.
We hope it's something not too bad. Okay, so next up on the list, okay, we have Spaced Out Productions, the Flintstones Mandela Effect. Do you guys remember Freddie Flintstone or Fred Flintstone ever having to pour gasoline into his car and then taking off as if he doesn't scoot with his feet? Did he ever put gasoline in his car? I'm asking you all right now. Teresa, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Another thing besides the gasoline is now you don't see him hardly start his car with his feet. You know, he runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see that very often too.
Okay.
Where he's got his feet, trying to start the car by running. They haven't been showing that a lot too. That was a huge to me.
Okay, can you show me that video? Can you send me that Spaced Out Productions video?
Yeah, let me get that for you right now. Hold on.
Okay, and then we're going to talk about tongue tentacles. That's a big Mandela effect for people.
Oh my God, I have one.
I have one small one too. Oh, thank you, Odin. Appreciate that. I love sharing Jesus Christ.
Let me go ahead and get you this one. Let's see here. Where's your Fred Flintstone?
Wait, hold on. So Scotty Balo is saying also they're a modern Stone Age family. Yeah, I remember that. Now it's they're the modern Stone Age family? No.
Ryan, I found it. I'll send it to you.
All right, I'm going to have to play that. You found the video?
Yep, I'll send it right to you.
Yeah, because if you think about it, the song says it was the courtesy of Fred's 2 feet. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't even make sense that the car would run on gas.
And there's plenty of residue. If you look up, I sent it to you before. I'm not sure where it's at, but I sent it to you, showing pictures of him actually.
I don't know whether to call this an ME or not, but I thought I would point it out.
So I'm sharing. I hope Spaced Out Productions is out there and he doesn't mind me sharing a bit of his video. I don't want to do the whole thing, but
good things about you, Brian. You said a lot of good things about you.
Most every single time using their feet to run. Yep. So I mean, that was a running gag on the show. They use their feet to power the vehicle. They just basically,
I want to make sure you guys can see that.
Sat in the vehicle, but they just ran with their feet. So technically, it was just walking. And but now a lot of times you see them just sitting down and the vehicle moving by itself. And for me, I just don't remember seeing that as often on the Flintstones. And in this episode of season 1, episode 17, you can see here that Fred Flintstone actually has gas or fuel to put in the vehicle. It says they're out of gas. Here it is.
Putting a bag money in the trunk of my car makes you a partner? Uh-oh, I'm out of gas. Let me stop at the next station.
Oh, heck no.
We interrupt this program to bring you this news about the...
No, that doesn't make sense.
Fill her up, bud. Make it snappy. We're in a hurry.
It's
Yes, sir.
supposed to be back in not modern age, and they're putting gas in their car. Come on, Brian.
I don't want to like play too much for copyright, okay? You know,
Yeah.
so I'm just going to stop it right there. If you guys want to see the rest of this video, I'll post the link in the chat. So definitely a Mandela effect for me, a huge Mandela effect. Let me post this in the chat. Yes,
I want
Teresa.
to talk about the tongue thing. Can I talk about that one?
Yeah, I'll let you talk about it. And if you can send me that video real quick, that way I could show it. Like,
Oh, okay.
show it to
Hold
the
on.
people.
The tongue one, you mean?
Yeah.
All right, let me send you that one. Hold on. So, this is going to be kind of hard to explain, but when we're talking about tentacles, we're not talking about the top of your tongue. We're talking about underneath. If you dry your tongue off with like a cloth or something that won't stick to it, underneath your tongue, like, I don't know, Brian, can you show your tongue?
I don't feel comfortable sharing my tongue. Unless, because I think it would be rude. You know, I don't want to be rude to anyone. Okay.
Okay. So underneath your tongue, let me explain what this is.
And by the way, you might want to point out who found this one. Was it Once Upon a Timeline?
I think Once Upon a Timeline.
Hey, what's up, Cupcake?
Eva, her name is Eva. So,
Mandel frequency. Don't feel bad if you have them. It's okay. I have one small
I've
one.
got one under my tongue.
Esther says I now have tentacles.
Check your tongue underneath your tongue.
You might be grossed out when you see this. And also send me a picture.
Really grossed out.
Send me a picture, Teresa, and that video if you can. Okay.
Okay.
And also, need input. Thank you for sharing that as well. I think he did a video on tongue tentacles. Nobody's really talking about this stuff.
Brian, I know what they're called. What it's called is called plica, Plica, FIMBRIATA. That's the correct name for it. Some of us have these weird-looking skin tag things, and some of us don't. It's natural, and it doesn't indicate a serious problem. And they say it mostly occurs in middle-aged people, but a lot of times younger people also have them as well.
All right.
And I've got a lot of people in my group that, you know, some people said they at 19 years old, Evie, in my group said her daughter's 19, she has them. And there's different people have them. Not everybody has them. But did you show my picture, Brian?
Did you send me the picture so I can share it?
Yeah, I'll send it to you right now. Here we go.
All right.
Here. Don't freak out too bad, guys, when you see this. They're kind of weird looking. There we go.
Oh my goodness.
To you. Yeah. And I have one, like on my left tongue. Here, Brian.
Okay, so apparently, so you get. I'm sure you've seen about a lot of weird stuff showing up in your group. This is one of those things. Bill Knight shared a link. Do you have tongue tentacles? Mandela effect. So I'm serious. This is some people have these things hanging down from their tongue, and if they talk, if you talk the wrong way or something like that, your tongue gets caught sideways. It'll end up caught between your teeth, and then of course you'll have to see a oral doctor or something to get surgery done. So what do you do if you have these things? That's the question. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I've never seen them in my life. This is new for me, Brian. I mean, do you have them? I mean, I looked and I have one little one.
I have one little one too.
See that.
But some people have a lot of them, and imagine them getting stuck in your teeth. They were saying that some people have been to the extreme of pulling them out, but they say it's very painful. I wouldn't pull some out of my tongue, would you?
No, I wouldn't either. But yeah, we're gonna call them.
Not good.
They're either called tongue tentacles or we can call them tongue skin tags or whatever.
If you
tongue
want to look
tags.
up, Brian, if you want to look up the name right now while you're on the computer, PLICA.
Yeah.
FIMBRIATA. It actually shows it on diagrams. I got pictures of diagrams if you want to see it.
Fimbriata, that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, fimbriated fold of the tongue
diagram.
is a slight fold of the membrane. Let's see. There's okay.
You can show a picture of mine.
It says the free edge of the fimbriated fold occasionally exhibits a series of fringe-like processes.
There you go.
And what is a fringe? A fringe is like splits in something.
Yeah.
So
this is the picture of my tongue, Brian.
I don't. It's okay. You can keep that picture.
I posted a picture of my tongue in the group. It's not that bad.
Okay, and I doubt this is. It's okay. I doubt this is Eva's tongue right here. She's, but
no, I don't think Eva would show her tongue.
No, but this is just. It looks like little teeth or something hanging down, or stalactites or something. Your teeth have these things, or your tongue has these things now. It brings a whole new meaning to the term tongue-tied, doesn't it?
To me, they look like tentacles, Brian.
Okay, so does anybody remember tongue tentacles? Let's vote on it now. Does anybody remember tongue tentacles ever, like, in existence up until now?
Underneath your tongue, yes.
I'm trying to get the chat here so we can vote. Okay, let's vote.
I had 23 people give me thumbs up in my group.
That was Once Upon a Timeline, tongue tentacles. She's really good at bringing up new effects. I gotta hand it to her.
I love Eva. If you're listening, Eva, you have. I love your video. She has the best effects I've never heard of. Half of them. A lot of them are brand new.
Yep. So the next one we got is the hole in the ear. Speaking about more body changes, we have pre-auricular sinuses. They're congenital. It's like a congenital disorder, also known as ear gills. And this is by Need Input. He did this one. So can you share us some pictures about these ear gills that people have now?
Yes, I have them right now. I will send them to you right now.
Thanks, Teresa.
And it even has information about it in the picture that we can talk about it. It explains a little more in details about it. Here,
that's
Brian.
fine. We see Gerald Neal. Hey, what's up, man? We got Ronan the Voice, Kingpin 13X. Does not remember them tongue tentacles. Oh, Wascally Wabbit.
Call them tentacles.
Jonar Games, what's up, man? Got
some pictures,
Adam
Brian.
for Christ. Okay, I'm gonna check that picture you sent me right now.
I just sent you a few pictures. To me, they look like little holes in your ear, like somebody somebody was piercing your ear. But unfortunately, that's not what they're for. They're used for something else. That some people are, and they're very rare. I was reading about them; they're very rare. Not everybody has them.
So it's almost like, okay, they've started putting holes in our skulls, right? So now we have these holes in our. They almost look like piercings, but they're not, are they?
Here's the video.
It's some kind of sinus that, I don't know. You may want to check your ears now. I'm touching my ears to make sure I don't have it.
They're very rare. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're very, very, very rare if you have this.
Many people don't know they exist. In the UK, under 1% of the people have them.
Yes.
And in the US, it's even lower. Asia and Africa. Okay, so in Asia and Africa, it says around 4 to 10% people have them. So in those areas of the world, but in UK and the US, it's like around 1% people have this preauricular sinus, this hole in the ear.
I don't have it. Do you?
You have it?
I don't.
I don't have it, and I wouldn't even have it as a piercing. Let's see, just 100 people in the UK have a hole. First reported in 1864 by Van Heusinger. Okay, apparently it's hereditary. I'm still touching my ears. Oh my gosh.
I don't feel me. Anybody, does any of the audience out there happen to have these hole in your ears?
If you have the holes in the ears, don't feel bad.
We're not talking about your hole. We're talking about your hole right there. You want to point it out, Brian, where it's supposed to be?
So Mandela frequency says we're turning into lizards.
Maybe soon now our tongue's going to be like splitting. Just watch. We're going to have like a forked tongue.
Hey, April Riddle says, vocal cord upgrade anyone? My voice is awesome. I can sing much better. Hey, April.
I need to try that out because I suck when I sing.
April, my vocal cords sound good, but usually when I'm in the shower.
Yeah, me too, in the shower.
I'm definitely in a shower. If I could go on stage at American Idol, bring my shower with me, I would win the contest. I'm pretty sure. I'm just kidding, by the way. I would never bring my shower with me. Karate Kid.
You sing very good. I've heard you sing plenty of times. You have a nice voice.
Oh, thank you, Teresa.
You do.
That makes me feel better.
Voice.
That makes me feel better. You really made my night.
Oh, you're welcome.
So
what
what's
did you
this?
sing the other day? Oh, you sing the Gilligan Island song. Remember?
Yeah, I thought I sounded terrible. How do you guys think I sounded? Did I sound okay?
You sounded great. No, you sounded really good. But did we have any other body changes to bring up? I think that was it. The ears and the tongue. Was there anything else to do with the body changes?
Well, I think we got the whole picture there with the ear gills. All right, so let's talk about swamp statues now, Teresa. Do you have?
I found that one. That
Okay.
one creeped me out. There's been a lot of, if you guys been paying attention a lot to the shows lately, there's been a lot of weird statues showing up, like underwater statues. We've had huge statues just showing up all over the world, like huge ones. But now we have this new one that I found the other day, a swamp statue.
Yep.
Why do you need a statue in a swamp?
Yeah, Teresa, can you send me a few of those pictures, and not the one definitely not the picture of the guy sitting on the park bench with the girl beside him or in front of him.
No, we don't want to show that to your audience, not that one.
No, keep it kosher. Swamp statues.
Let me go ahead and get you some of those.
All right, we're waiting on Teresa for swamp statues. While we're waiting on that, I want to ask you guys. Now, this one we found on Reddit. New York Yankees had a football team.
Oh yeah.
And
that's where I found that one, Brian.
You found that?
I found it on Reddit. Yeah, you could talk about it. It was really bizarre because I didn't know that New York Yankees actually had a football team. You want to read about it?
Yeah, I'll
you some information about it.
I'll read about it while you look for the. If you could help me find the swamp statues.
Talk about that and also do your swamp statue. So there it is. I found it. Yeah, creepy looking too.
Oh my goodness! What? No.
Yeah.
Yankees were always known. Yankees. The New York Yankees. I'm from New York, and I don't remember this.
I know.
I should ask my dad. He would know. 1946 to 1909, the New York Yankees had a football team. They were a professional American football team. They played in the All-America Football Conference, the AAFC, 1946 to 1949. And they played at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. And they had sold-out crowds. This is crazy. You think we would have remembered?
I can't get you down on the phone and let him talk about it because I wasn't born in the 40s, but to me that's some new in me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you want to point something out, Brian. Look at the logo, the hat with the stars and the stripes.
Yeah, the hat has the Uncle Sam like hat that we remember with the stripes. stars.
Somebody in my group pointed that out, and I can't give them credit because I can't remember who did, but somebody pointed out that the logo for that football team back then had the stars and the stripes, just like our Mandela effect for Uncle Sam losing his.
Hey, Teresa, by the way, we got 47 viewers right now. Let's try to get it up there, guys. Get it up to 80. Come on, guys.
Oh my God, I would love it. I would love it. More people. We have a lot of different things to talk about, and if you guys have anything that you want to talk about in the group, and let us know about any new Mandela effects, please post them in the group right now, Brian. We can talk about them.
I'm looking in the chat right now.
Okay. I'm sure there's plenty out there.
Hey, Esther, I'm glad you can sing good too. You know, singing actually helps lower your blood pressure too. You know that? So anyway, swamp statues, Teresa. What have you got for me?
I just sent them to you.
Okay.
I don't know much about them. Like I said, I just found them, and I thought it was really creepy. I don't know if you want to share the pictures. I just found it really creepy.
Hey, I like this one. Kingpin 13X. You're going to get a wrench for that one. Thank you. If a chick, he says here, if a chicken and half, and if a chicken and a half laid an egg and a half, how much would a pound? How much would a pound of butter weigh? Oh man, it's one of those trick questions, you know. You guys can answer that one. That was clever. Thank you, Kingpin. You made my night too. All right. So the next one here.
I'm looking to see if there's any new ones in my group, Brian, that you can talk about.
All right. Are these all different pictures, or are they the same one? I mean, these.
It's the same one. They're just different views of it.
Okay. Is this the only picture for swamp statues, or are there more?
So far, yeah. So far.
Those are the only ones you could find right now?
I think it's the new thing that's just going on, yeah.
Where are these located? Where can we go see one? If I wanted to go look at one.
Not sure.
These are kind of creepy, but great for Halloween.
It's very creepy.
And I think actually they're called swamp sculptures.
Yes.
This one's located in Victor's Way. It says right here, Victor's Way, Indian Sculpture Park. So there's an actual sculpture park. Kind of looks like Swamp Thing here. Interesting. And where is it located? It's in Ireland. That's where it is. If you want to go check it out, next time you're in Ireland, when you're enjoying the nice green grass that grows over there, check out the Victor's Way Indian Sculpture Park. Don't know if that's a Mandela effect, but like I said, we'll have to research into that one some more. Okay.
Hey, Brian.
Yep.
I don't know how good. I wanted to see if you remember this, but in my group that people didn't remember this. Remember the Casper, the Friendly Ghost?
Yeah.
Do you remember him ever having a horse named Nightmare? Because everybody in my group does not remember that.
No, but there was another I thought there was another cartoon character named Nightmare.
Yeah, but now this one says 1974, Casper the Friendly Ghost and Nightmare. So I went to see how many comments there were about who remembered that. I don't remember that. New to me. I used to love Casper. I don't remember the horse. Pretty much everybody does not remember the horse. He had a ghost horse. You might want to look that up. Look up Casper and look for Nightmare. That was the name of his horse.
Interesting.
I can actually send it to you if you want me to.
All right. Does anybody remember this?
Nightmare was his horse. I vaguely remember it, but not very well. I'm not sure if anybody else remembers it. A little bit. I remember a smidgen of it, but not a lot. What about you, Brian?
What, the horse? I don't remember the horse.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, look up Nightmare.
It does that to me doesn't make sense because as a ghost, I mean, sure it's a cartoon, but
yeah,
you would think that solid objects would not work for him too well, and a horse is unless it's a ghost horse, but I don't know, guys. What do you think on this one? Did Casper have or not have a horse named Nightmare? Any Casper experts out there? We're asking for your opinion.
Anybody?
Is this a Mandela effect? We need your vote now. We got 44 viewers.
Wow. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, we're really glad to
what
have
other
you guys.
things we have
We're
to
having
talk
fun.
about?
We're only halfway through, though. We got plenty more, and then we're going to do some live call-ins. How about that?
Oh, yeah, let's do some call-ins.
Yep.
Hey, Brian, here's one. We have glowing nanofibers on our skin now. Really?
Are you serious?
Yeah. Claire D. Loon from my group posted this 8 hours ago. It says we have glowing nanofibers. I don't know if you want to Google that.
What? No.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
What?
Glowing
No, okay.
nanofibers
Apparently,
on our skin.
YouTube, this is Jane
Yeah,
Tanday.
YouTube.
I don't want to, like, play too much of her video, but let me just...
Well, just give credit to Claire D. Loon. I believe she's
Okay.
a fairly new member.
But under 15 minutes. And I highly recommend.
Where are these coming from? Where are these nanofibers coming from?
I have no idea.
I'll show you what they look like.
Okay.
This.
Okay, so she's got a... I guess that's a black light, it looks like, maybe?
To find the right
Yeah.
positioning for the light.
There's like a right positioning, she says. I've never seen this before in my life.
Hey, Brian, I don't know if this is a new effect or not, but I was looking at the $100 bill today. Remember that stripe that's on the bill? You know the stripe?
Yeah, it gets better, guys. Hold on, Teresa. Can you hold on? I'm
Sorry.
sharing it. Look at this.
That is.
She's showing her. Looks like her hand.
Mosquito bites were,
That's her
if you
foot.
remember on
You guys see these glowing nanofibers?
other video regarding mosquitoes. That is one. No, that's not a nanofiber. That's my skin. That is the rim.
Definitely something we're gonna have to research some more.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys.
Strange
What do you think?
discoloration. I can set the flashlight down. There you go.
Okay, so there's definitely worth researching. Okay, so we got to get back on track here, Teresa. So in the movie Toy Story, I got to ask you guys. Okay, we're gonna take a vote on this one. In the movie Toy Story, do you remember the aliens, the little green guys in the little vending machine or the game, the crane? Do you remember them saying "one of us, one of us"? Did they ever say that to you? I want to take a vote right now. Anyone remember Toy Story, where they're at Planet, or is it Pizza Planet, Teresa?
I think so.
Is there any residue for Toy Story, One of Us?
Yes, I sent it to you.
Just now? Can you-
Yesterday. Yeah.
Well-
You want me to try to find it?
Yeah, would you mind one more time, please? Because, you know, we lost a lot yesterday because of the outage.
All right.
Oh, and did you guys know that Japan attacked California during World War II? That is a fact. Which I've read from an article that's what sparked Smokey the Bear to be formed around that time, that only you could prevent forest fires. Well, now it's only you can prevent wildfires. It's one of the two now. It changed. I know it changed, but it used to be only you can prevent forest fires. And I was looking on the Smokey the Bear website, and of course it's Smokey Bear, but they talked about the history of Japan attacking California during World War II.
Here you go.
Okay, what are you sharing?
Yeah, I wanted to show my residue for my Snoopy. I was in Macy's the other day looking in the clearance center, and I found residue for Snoopy with the Uncle Sam hat.
Oh, Teresa, you know something? You should have shared the singing of the Antarctic shelf when earlier we were talking about singing. Apparently,
I'm sorry. Yeah, I just found it. I had posted it the other day.
apparently, what is it now? The creepy singing of the Antarctic ice shelf is the soundtrack of your nightmares. Okay, and let me go back to One of Us here in a minute, because this is sort of like we're having to patch this in now because
Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. It's fine. This is on the fly. It's live. Sometimes you have to deal with it impromptu, you know? So the creepy singing of this Antarctic ice shelf is the soundtrack of your nightmares. Haunting. Scientists liken it to singing. So let me just play this, okay? This is a frequency. Let's see. When it's sped up to 1,200 times, what emerges is an eerie soundtrack of restlessness hidden within the bleak polar isolation. It's kind of like blowing a flute. Let's hear what it sounds like. Wow, that sounds like the Aborigines. You know. Whoa.
Pretty creepy, huh?
Yeah, it is. And look at these. Also, pay attention to these gravity wave clouds. That's new too. Look how we got these gravity wave clouds. So there's definitely frequencies going on in the sky. It's in the air. It's in the water. Maybe that's what causes those ripples in the water sometimes. Maybe it's that frequency or something, whatever it is. I don't know. That's strange. So yeah. So we got that. I'm glad. Thank you for sharing that, Teresa.
Oh, you're welcome.
So what was the thing? The One of Us residue. Let me.
Oh, I did find something really bizarre. There's a rainbow that actually, the end of the rainbow is in the middle of a street. I don't know if I can show you this. Hold on, I'll have to give credit to somebody. It's really bizarre. The rainbow actually ends in the middle of a street. I want to send you this. It's really weird. I can tell you who to give credit to for this one.
Okay.
This one's really going to blow people's. Yeah, look at this, Brian.
All right.
This is bizarre.
Okay, some people, I have to go back to the One of Us. Some people are remembering One of Us, the aliens, little alien guys saying One of Us. There's Residue. Here is Residue, Snoopy with the Uncle Sam hat.
Yep. I found that one on over the weekend.
Okay, let's see if the chat has any questions. I'm sorry, I don't mean to. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. Okay.
Some shout outs.
Yep. Scrappy Dappy Doo, what's up, man?
Oh, Scrappy Doo, how are you?
Whoa, hold on. Canada legalized weed yesterday.
What?
Let's see. Oh, wow, here we go. Esther Anders. A couple of weeks ago, I freaked out when I saw the moon glowing just before 7:30 p.m. Glowing, not just out. I took a picture. I took one pic before my battery died. Esther, if you have that picture, can you please share it with me? Email to mandelaeffectawareness@gmail.com. Oh, yeah, Sean, that's a good one. Sean, we can blaze now. Like, are we turning into the Fantastic Four people where, you know, what's that guy's name? Is his name Blaze? The one that goes on fire? What's his name? Fantastic Four. Help me out here.
Net Input. Is it? No, who's the one that calls himself Blaze? I think it's Net Input.
Yeah, Need Input, yeah.
He calls himself Blaze.
Spaced Out Productions shared the Mandela Effect possibly with Toy Story. One of Us. I have to give credit to Spaced Out Productions. We have Scarab Performance. He talked about Kenny Rodgers. What do you guys remember? How do you remember Kenny?
Rodgers. Brian, I have residue for that.
Kenny Rodgers. How do you spell Kenny Rodgers? Let's see. Let's take a vote in the chat. Oh, yeah, the rainbow in the middle of the road. Yeah, I think I saw that. Is that a picture?
That's bizarre.
He sent me the rainbow in the road.
It's in the road.
Hey, it's almost like that. Take a look. It's in a book of reading rainbow.
Yeah,
Butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high.
Rodgers.
Take a look. It's in a book. A reading rainbow. I know I'm off tune. Okay, but look. Here's the rainbow in the middle of the street. No pot of gold, unfortunately. All right. So there's that. What else you got, Teresa?
What did I send you?
Kenny Rodgers?
Yeah.
We're zipping through these because we want to allow time for callers to call in.
Let me go ahead and send you some Kenny Rodgers, okay?
Yep, and that's fine. While you're doing that, I'm going to bring up tree kangaroos. Does anybody remember tree kangaroos? I know we talked about this before on an earlier show, but I want to kind of reincorporate this because they really exist. Has anyone ever heard of tree kangaroos?
No.
Tree kangaroos are marsupials adapted for arboreal locomotion. Arboreal mean trees. They inhabit the tropical rainforests of New Guinea. So they're not like what you think. New Guinea. Okay, where's New Guinea? Anybody know? Teresa, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sending you pictures of the Rodgers with the D to show you that it's that way too.
Hey, these little guys are cute, but this guy looks mad for some reason. He's looking at like maybe he's kind of mad. These tree kangaroos. If you want to go see them, they're probably at your local zoo.
Okay.
No telling what other kind of manned animals you'll see there while you're at it. You know, make a note of them. Mandela affected animals.
Sure, a few other.
Let's see. We talked about Japan being attacked by Japan attacking California. Excuse me. See. Okay. So this is the bombardment of Elwood. Now this is very important. We need to talk about this. It was a naval attack by a Japanese sub, and it was against United States coastal targets near Santa Barbara. In case that changes, it's not Barbara, it's Barbara, like Barbara, not Barbara, Barbara. I'm trying to pull it up. It's taking a second. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So it was a naval attack. The event was triggering the West Coast invasion, influenced the decision to intern Japanese Americans. This event marked the first shelling of the North American mainland during the conflict. Do you guys remember there were all these balloons? Do you remember the balloons that floated? There was like 1,000 balloons that they tried to fly over the U.S. and attack different spots in the continental United States. Elwood Field. This isn't really helping much. There was a site, I think it's from history.com. When did it happen? February 23rd, 1942. And it was at the oil refinery. I'll show you a map. This is a good, decent map of what happened. These shellings were damaged from Japanese submarine in 1942. Elwood oil field. And it looks like Southern California. Pretty interesting stuff. There was also the Japanese bombing of Oregon. Does anybody remember that? Okay, hold on. History.net. Okay, the 1942 Doolittle raid on Tokyo. The Japanese struck back, attacking the U.S. mainland with a bomber launched from a submarine. And they shouted, "Banzai!" Wait, what? That sounds familiar. Who says banzai? Banzai is a reference to Karate Kid. Miyagi do karate. So September 9th, 1942, bombs fell in the U.S., and a year after Japanese had struck Pearl Harbor. The attack was aimed at the American mainland. The Forest of Oregon. Yeah, I don't remember that. Do you guys remember that attack? I don't. It's kind of like that Black Tom explosion.
I don't remember that one, Brian.
I don't remember that one either. Let's take a vote in the chat. If anybody was around or something during that time, if anybody remembers that from their relatives, I don't remember it. And who that was by Rib Shop Sutton, by the way, right, Teresa?
Yep. Yeah.
We got to give credit for that. Japan attacking California. I don't remember that.
Did you want to talk about the Scooby Doo van looking different now? You might want to show pictures of the Scooby Doo van.
Yeah, we will. Gerald Neal, I don't know why you don't have a wrench. I'm giving you a wrench, okay? Because you post a lot. Little old but good. Dr. Doolittle, he pointed out, is now Dr. Dolittle. Does anybody remember Dr. Dolittle?
What?
Betty, my name is fine. My name did not change. People call me Brent. In fact,
You're McFarland.
In fact, as a joke, people call me Brain McFarlane. It just rhymes. I don't know. And they always spell it Mick instead of Mac. My whole life has been like that.
I have another Mandela we could talk about.
But thanks, though.
Rich Fisnick, but I'll talk about it after when you're done.
Okay.
I forgot about this one.
Oh,
and I found Residue too.
Yokozuna said Bunzai. Frankie Aponte said that. So what is it, Teresa? You wanted me to pull up the Scooby Doo van?
Rich Fisnick in my group posted this movie called Food of the Gods. He says, why is the Mandela effect putting "the" in the title of movies that never had them? This 1970s horror movie was Food of the Gods, and now it's The Food of the Gods. For some reason, the right top photos did not change, and it's still Food of the Gods. The bottom right photo is the sequel, Food of the Gods, that doesn't have "the" in front of it. So I sent him Residue for this. I want to know if you want to show this, Brian. Here. So now it says The Food of the Gods, and it's supposed to be Food of the Gods. And I found Residue, and I did post it, so I don't know if you want to show this. But give credit to Rich Fisnick, again, in my group. This is a possible new Mandela effect. Here, I'll send it to you. There you go.
Okay.
This is a bizarre one, because it was Food of the Gods. It was never The Food of the Gods.
Oh, now it's The Food of the Gods?
Yeah.
Okay.
1976.
Does anybody remember this?
And I will send you Residue. I did post Residue.
It's an H.G. Wells movie.
Yep. Here,
That's kind of like.
I got some awesome Residue to share.
You remember The Time Machine? H.G. Wells' The Time Machine. Well, look at this. We have The Food of the Gods. Is this Residue you sent me, or is this how it is now?
No, that's actually how it looks now, but I'm sending you Residue now to follow up.
Okay.
So you can show them the way it's supposed to look.
Food of the Gods. Which
I posted it for Rich.
Well, I'll tell you the first thing that I noticed here, I don't like how they mention gods as plural, because there's only one God and his son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
There you go. Yeah, I found a few pieces of Residue, and that's why I want to share it with you. I wish Rich was in the group right now, but he's out touring a lot. You know, the music.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Let's see.
So yeah, here's some Residue to back it up that it is Food of the Gods and not The Food of the Gods.
Yep. Gulp.
Okay,
it's Food of the Gods.
There you go.
Okay, and then you're still sending Residue for that? Because there is.
Yep.
I remember I have to allow time for callers, so we're gonna try to run through these real quick.
Want to share that? I'm gonna find you another piece of Residue.
That's fine. We have enough for Food of the Gods. What about Scooby Doo van? You want to talk about that?
Yeah, Scooby Doo van looks really weird. I don't know if you want to show a picture of it to the listeners and see what they remember how the front of it looks. How do you remember the front of Scooby Doo's van? Looking.
It's Fruit of the Gods. The front of the van, let me ask you guys, did it always have this spare tire on the front with a flower on it? It has a 6-pointed flower with this sort of like a lime green or yellowy. Looks like it would hold a spare tire. Does anybody remember that? I don't. When you look at almost every picture, like this one here, for instance, this is... Looks like this may have been from the movie, the Mystery Machine from the movie, and it does not have that thing on the front. But if you look, like in almost every Scooby Doo cartoon now is where you see it. There's one right there. You see the you can really see it here. It almost looks like it has a nose, like as if the headlights are eyes, and this thing on the grill now is a nose. Does anybody remember that? I don't. Let's ask the chat. Possible Mandela effect, maybe? I don't know. Any Scooby-Doo fans?
How do you remember the front of the van looking, Brian?
Scotty Balo says, dang it. No, I think it didn't. Oh, man.
Thank you, Scotty.
Sharon McDonald, what do you remember? Yeah, Odin Lush said it was a grill. Betty Davis says, not
really?
right. Carla says, I don't remember. At least you're being honest. Thanks, Carla. I like your name, by the way, Red Pill. Carla Red Pill. You take the red pill and you see how far you go down the hole, right? Or down the Mandela effect rabbit hole. Brian Stavely says, no tire and no flower. Some people remember some people are remembering possibly a peace sign, I hear, and some people it's like a Volkswagen emblem. I think it was honestly a grill.
I'm sure there's residue out there. It would have to take me a while to look for it, Brian, but maybe I can look another time and see if I can find some residue. And
Ronan
present it on another show.
Ronan the Voice says, never there. Casey Jones, me too. The Jingle Man. Oh, the jingle. All I can hear in my mind is the bats flying away from this big mansion, and they're singing the Scooby Dooby Doo. Where are you? You know that thing? That's that theme song? Okay, so by the way, we got to give credit for that one to Gloria Canada and Brian Stavely.
Yes. Gloria found that one.
Brian S.
Thank you,
Stavely.
Gloria.
Thanks, guys, for the Scooby Doo. Sheena.
Want to do call-ins, or do you have any more Emmys?
Well, there's a couple more. I'm just going to breeze through them real quick. Sheena Redway says, now we have spotted pigs that are swimming. Does anybody remember pigs like almost like fish, like fish pigs? I know we've seen like panda dolphins. That's weird to me too. Oh my God, what? No. Okay, so apparently pigs are very aquatic. I knew they were smart. Like, if you ever
the swimming pigs. I forgot about that.
Yeah, if you ever have a what is it? If you ever have a fire in your house, guess who the first animal will be out the door? The pig. And my dad told me that one a long time ago. He used to have a pig as a pet. But we have swimming pigs now.
They love water, Brian.
Yeah, I know. I kind of knew they love water, but I mean, look at this. They're doggy paddling.
That's crazy.
What the heck?
Huh. Like doggy paddling? You mean like literally like dogs, right? Paddling.
I mean, they're actually swimming. Look at this.
Oh my God. That's crazy. Hey, let's go swimming with the pigs, Brian. You ever heard of swimming with the dolphins?
I've heard of
But now they're
swimming.
going to have a thing that says swimming with the pigs.
I've heard of swimming with the fishes, and that's like a mobster talk right there.
Betty Davis says, "Damn it, I hate bacon in the water."
You know, when I think of these pigs,
you know, you need to wait 3 hours before you go swimming.
yeah. What was that pig movie that everybody knows and loves? Babe? Is it Babe? Yeah, Babe.
Oh yeah, Babe. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Another Mandela effect. Moneybag73 put this one out the other day about BernzOmatic versus Benzomatic. What do you guys remember? BernzOmatic or Benzomatic? You know those.
Would you like me to show some residue from Nathaniel Winter?
Yeah, if you got it.
For you.
Yeah, can you share that?
Yeah, go ahead and you talk about it, and I'll get you some residue. Nathaniel was nice enough to post in my group.
Yep.
Some residue.
While you're finding that, I'm going to talk about a 1950s air-conditioned lawnmower. I'm not kidding, guys.
Gosh.
A 1950s air-conditioned lawnmower. This was put out by Residue Hunter in Teresa's group. So let me bring that up real quick. Everyone's remembering Benzomatic. Benzomatic. That's crazy.
Let me go ahead and get that for you.
You got residue for Benzomatic because it's BernzOmatic
I'm getting it right now. Hold on, Brian. I have to get in my group. Sorry.
I'm sorry, but that kind of reminds me of Bernstein Bears, or the BernzOmatic there. What do you know what I'm saying? Oh, you brought up the air-conditioned lawnmower. How did you know, Teresa?
I'm psychic.
How did you know? I'm serious. Like, when did you send that? Just now?
I just had a feeling you wanted to look at something like that. I don't know. I've been having a lot of premonition stuff going on lately, Brian.
I'm serious. I didn't even write that. We talked about these things yesterday, and you didn't even share this with me, and I saw this earlier, and you're like, what?
I just had a feeling you wanted to see it. I'm sorry.
Apparently, there's a 1950s air-conditioned lawnmower. I wonder why it never made it to the mainstream. I would love to have one on a hot summer day and just chill. Lazy Man's Power Mower. Is this for real? Is this for real, you guys? It looks like alien technology. I don't know. Definitely worth looking into. Let's research that just for a minute, and then I'll put the phone number out there. You got that Benzomatic?
I'm sending. Yeah, I want you. As I send you one piece at a time, I want you to show it. We need to give credit to Nathaniel Winter. He is from my reality residue group, and he is awesome at finding residue.
Oh my God! Well, yeah, he is. He's pretty cool at it.
There's some more.
I'm looking at these air-conditioned. The world's first. It says here, air-conditioned riding lawnmower. But apparently there was one in the 50s.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
But now
I've never seen that before in my life. Have you?
No, but this one was invented in 2013. I mean, I'm just going to turn the volume down. But air-conditioned lawnmower. That's what I need right there. I think everybody needs an air-conditioned lawnmower. Heck yeah. You got to do a lot of acres. That helps, especially once it's zero turn. All right, so we're waiting on Benzomatic.
I just sent you a couple so far.
Okay, that's fine. A couple's great.
Getting it right now.
Yeah, that's great.
There you go. There's 3 of them. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like I said, Nathaniel, give him credit for this.
Okay, great residue, and he posted that in the group.
Yes, he did. He posted it on Sunday. He said BernzOmatic is an American manufacturing company. It was founded by BERNZ May 21st, 1956 to February 17, 1932 and 1876. This company that makes torches, propane cylinders, and even fire extinguishers has always been BENZOMATIC for me, although apparently they've been BernzOmatic since the 1940s.
No.
And he said if you look at the first image, the logo on the propane torch still reads BENZOMATIC.
I remember.
It just goes on.
I remember
Yeah.
when I was in my teens, and of course, when you're in your teens, you can't work or anything, so you have to rely on allowance from your parents. And I remember I wanted to buy one of these things at Walmart, and
Oh, wow.
look how it was Benzomatic. Come on, guys.
Yeah, this is some awesome residue.
There's
I'm
definitely
yeah.
this R has been inserted spiritually into
Very
the
good,
product.
Brian.
And look at the residue. Benzomatic propane torch includes
Great
burner
job,
unit.
Nathaniel, if you're listening.
And notice in the picture, it even says Benzomatic. Normally, like with residue, sometimes you'll see BernzOmatic in the picture, but then Benzomatic in the description. That was great residue. Thanks, Nathaniel.
Yes, thank you, Nathaniel, if you're out there listening.
Benzomatic.
Should we do?
Bingo.
Wow.
All right, I want to do the live call-in. Let's get the phone number out there, guys. Does anybody know it offhand from the last show?
I don't remember.
I have to
Oops.
Okay, so it's 850. Let's put it out there. 764.
Let me type it in here, Brian. What is it?
It's 850-764-1552. Let me get the thing up here.
850-764. What is it?
1552. I'm looking for caller number 3, or whoever wants to call in. I'm just joking, by the way.
Okay, I just posted it. Again, that's 850-764-1552. Don't be shy. Call in. We'd love to speak to you, and you can talk to us about any new MEs or anything you're going through as far as any effects.
Looking
stories,
for caller number 3.
Come on, don't be shy. Call in.
Oh, Carla Red Pill. It's Mandela Effect Awareness at gmail.com. Thank you.
Oh, Esther, you want to call in? Hey, you just call in on the phone number. We're just waiting to hear from you. Come on, you can call in.
I want to hear.
Again, the number is 850-764-1552.
I want to hear.
Call in. We'd love to hear from you.
All right, we have Scrappy, I believe.
Yay, Scrappy!
Hello, caller. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
All right. Hey, man. I think O'Reilly Auto Parts used to be O'Reilly's with an S on the end.
Oh my God, I know you're right, because that one is a big Mandela effect for a lot of people.
I didn't know that. I think the S, they took the S away.
They took the S away.
For the goddess Isis. That's my theory.
You think it was ISIS?
Yeah, they devote the S to ISIS. The S is like, it's blasphemous to have it in the name, so they took the S away. That's just a theory I got. Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. We're all trying to derive a possible cause of the effect. Do you think CERN may have something to do with it?
Man, I don't know. I think I know. I talk with Zenith of the Alpha a lot, and I think I really do think the gematria has a lot to do with it. I think O'Reilly Auto Parts without the S is 227, and a cipher called Francis Bacon, and that's the approximation of the pi. You get a lot more interesting numbers without the S than you do with the S. So I think it has a lot to do with the gematria. Yeah.
Yeah, gematria may have a big play in it here. I was wondering about that myself with Chick-fil-A. You know, because Chick-fil-A, do you remember CHIC or CHICK? What do you remember?
Oh, man, that's I see just to see.
I know, like, your mind wants to connect it because it's chicken, right? It's chicken, so CHICK would sound like maybe the AI fixed it. It sounds like a lot of these Mandela effects, the AI is fixing things. And one thing that I researched a little bit was Lowe's. You know, Lowe's has the apostrophe now, whereas it didn't before. And my thing is, it went from multiple, like the word low means lion in German. I don't know if you know that or not. But you had multiple lions. Now you have one lion with an apostrophe S. It's really bizarre to me how the Mandela effect is. I think it has to do with like singularity and polarity. I've heard theories that we're working off of different frequencies, and maybe that's why some people are able to see the effects and others are not. But what do you? What tell me?
The thing with the gematria that say that the numerical value is a specific frequency. That's another theory that they throw out there. That these different frequencies they have certain effects on people.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
What else? What's the biggest effect that hits you the most? Really, is it O'Reilly's or is it something else?
Well, it's been a while since I looked into it. Honestly, I think I used to go back and forth with Andrew Bachanov a lot, and that's just the one that sticks out right now is the O'Reilly's, because that's one I noticed personally. But yeah, other than that, like I said, it's just been a while since I really thought about it.
Do you work on cars?
Yeah. I used to work at a salvage yard.
Really?
So yeah, I mean, I was pretty familiar with the chain or whatever.
Yeah. So you remember
about the Ford logo, Brian.
Let me ask you this. The Ford. Okay, the Ford. Everybody in our chat, I'm sure they want to hear this. Since you worked in a salvage yard, did you happen to notice some of these car logo changes with Ford and Volkswagen? What's the other one? There's plenty more. The Volvo. The Volvo has that male symbol now. Did any of those change for you, or were they always like that? I want to know.
I mean, I know it's different for everybody. Like everybody's going to have a different, it affects. Everybody has a different thing. Like, a lot of people in the chat, they were like, "Oh, Riley hasn't changed," and then there's a couple that are like, "Yeah, man," But for the cars, man, honestly, I've heard some things about the cars that nothing stands out to me. Like some people say the F and the Ford, I think it's got some kind of curly Q that it didn't used to have.
Yeah.
But
so the
Volvo.
Yeah, the Volvo.
All I can see is the Mercury, is the Mars symbol. That's all I remember, honestly. Yeah.
Any do the Bible changes affect you as well? Like, are you affected by any of those?
No, honestly, I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
What are some that you've experienced with the Bible?
Well, mainly the Lord's Prayer. Like, I remember me and my significant other were saying it one way, and then seems like she flipped on me and started saying it the other way, the new way. And I was like, she's like, no, it's always been like. I said, no, it hasn't. And then like she even showed me in the scripture, and I'm like, well, maybe I just remembered it wrong, or maybe I just been saying it wrong this whole time. But I mean, that was before I knew about the Mandela effect. That was before I was awake. So we're celebrating. Teresa's got her 2-year coming up. I've already been 2 years as of
December.
August 2016 was my wake up. What was your wake up time?
Oh man, I didn't record. I mean, I would have to say October of 2016 is kind of when I started noticing things big time. October 2016, yeah. That's kind of when I went down the rabbit hole, I guess you could say.
October 2016. So you must have seen some videos like. I think it's
2016. Everybody woke up in that year.
It seems like 2016 was the year that people woke up.
What is it about that year? It seems like everybody I spoke to woke up sometime during that year. Strange.
Well, it was really bizarre because a lot of people we had
2016 too.
Hillary Clinton. If you remember around that time, it was just before voting, and I remember Hillary on 9/11. She dropped dead. Like
Brian
on her.
said 2014 for him.
Really? So we have.
He's been away for a lot longer than we have.
And Hillary Clinton's name changed from one L to two L's and back to, or two L's, then one L, then back to two L's is what her name.
Oh yeah, I can totally relate to that, to the two L's. Yeah.
And I had a story.
But I don't know about. Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, but I remember her dying on 9/11. That's a new one.
Yeah, she passed out. She passed out on her way into the limo, and her doctor pronounced her that she was dead.
I thought she did die.
But you know, she's been having she has a double. You know, like most celebrities, they have a double that. So.
I saw during her campaign, she kind of looked like it looked like an android, like she had some kind of malfunction.
Yeah. You talking about when she looked up at the balloons falling down? Yeah, I seen that video.
Oh, yeah, that was just silly. That looked silly. Her reaction.
Oh, Adam says he woke up in 2016 as well. 3/3/2016.
Yeah.
That almost looks like John 3/16. Go ahead.
Oh. Well, for me, what it was is something told me like, hey, go to the cemetery, and we got a local cemetery that's always one in town, and I was driving to the cemetery and I noticed this it was a black cube, and it was on a angle, and then I started looking into that, and I was finding a lot of things about like the cube of Saturn and looking into Freemasonry and things like of that nature, and just kind of went down from there.
What about Nibiru?
It's like something led me there. Anyways,
I heard it in 2016. I mean, you're onto something, because around that time in 2016, we were fearing the worst, that Nibiru was coming to get us.
Yeah.
And there seemed to be this progression of YouTube from everyone who was researching Nibiru happened to come upon the Mandela effect, it seems. That was strange for me. And
I have a friend, he looks into wormwood a lot, which I guess is the same thing, right?
Yeah, wormwood is in the Bible. It's in Revelation.
Revelation 8:11.
Yeah, it talks about it. So I'm sorry, what was your name again? Is this Scrappy or?
Casey Jones.
Casey Jones, okay. Yeah, man.
That's what I go by.
Oh, Casey.
Casey.
Yeah.
Casey, thank you for coming on tonight and talking.
Thank you, Casey.
We look forward to hearing from you some more. And if you have any new effects, don't forget, you can submit them to me and I'll give you the credit. Just send them to my email.
You can join my group too if you'd like to.
I'm really just a regular guy, Just talk to me if you want to.
Yeah, you sound like the most normal guy I've spoken to, like willing to talk, and it's pretty refreshing.
Oh, thanks, man.
Everything, so, yeah.
Appreciate you coming on.
She said she has a group, like a Facebook group, or?
Yeah, Teresa's got her Facebook group. It's called Reality Residue. Yeah, Reality Residue Hunter. If you want to, you can join. There's no sign up fee. There's no hidden catches. There's no hidden catches. There's no fees.
I love everyone.
And Teresa.
I'm not even strict at all. I'm quite the opposite. I let everyone post as much residue as they want, old and new. I'm not strict at all. And you can even talk about your personal experiences that you may have. Oh yeah, I'm completely different than all the other groups, and I would love to have anybody who wants to join. You are more than welcome to join my group. Reality Residue Hunter, 3 exclamation marks, and I welcome you in with welcome arms, and we're a great big family there.
Casey.
Right, Brian?
Yeah, we are, and we welcome you, Casey. The other thing is, see, it intrigues me that you're into cars and that you worked in a salvage yard and these logos changed. That helps solidify the residue, because you have that firm memory in your head of all these changes. So again, we definitely appreciate you coming on, brother, and we'll see you. We'll look forward to hearing from you again. Okay, hopefully sooner than later.
All right, thank you.
All right, man. You're welcome. Have a good night. Okay.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other callers who would like to?
Scrappy's supposed to be calling in.
Scrappy. Okay. Who is next? Scrappy. Do you want to jump in?
Okay, who wants to call in next?
Again,
Brian, give that number out. I keep losing it.
Could somebody, one of my wrench holders, can somebody please post that phone number again for anyone who wants to call in?
We can just repeat the number.
We got time for
we should write it down.
Caller number 3. We got time for maybe 2 more callers. We like to end it before it gets too late on a school night.
Scrappy Dappy Doo, why don't you call in? He says, no. Come on, call in, Scrappy. We'll give you a Scooby snack.
Scooby Dooby Doo. I can't do his voice. I used to do it.
I said give him a Scooby snack.
Oh, you know who does that voice really well? Corey. You know Corey Wertinen?
Oh, there you go. 850-764-1552. Please.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Can we help you?
Hi, Brian. It's Esther.
Oh, hey, Esther. How are you?
Hi, Esther.
I'm doing good. Hi, Teresa. I've been watching you guys for a while now.
Oh, man.
I always miss the live chat, so I just happen to have tonight off.
You are live as can go.
Well, we're glad to have you.
I was like, yay. I stayed online all the way up until 12 o'clock last night waiting for live shows, and nobody was on. I was like, oh.
Everything went down last night. YouTube just crashed, and still don't know the reason why. And if anybody knows the reason why, because
yeah, it was weird. It was like it was working at my house, and I don't know what. I don't know. Maybe it was in a bubble. I don't know.
It was worldwide, Esther. It was crazy. It was worldwide.
Esther, you saying it was working for you?
And Ireland and all kinds of stuff.
Wait.
I was watching videos and stuff.
Down. Yeah, completely down across the world.
Where do you live? Because I want to come see you if my internet ever goes down again, my YouTube.
Yeah, where you at?
Newport. New England. New Hampshire, actually.
Okay. All right.
I don't know, like that. Maybe I was just. I don't know, like maybe I was rewatching a video that had just somehow just enough strength to be able to get it. I don't know. I kept checking it. Maybe that's why it didn't show up on my live. I'm not sure, but yeah, I did resend that picture. Hopefully you got it about the moon coming at it. But it was almost 7:30. I was literally freaking out. I was looking at the sun still in the sky, and I looked over at the moon, and I could see it shining like it was 12 o'clock at night, and I'm like freaking out because I'm like, I've never seen the moon actually shine. Like, I mean, it was out the other night at like 5:30, but it wasn't like glowing. I was like, this is an actual glowing moon, and I was freaking out because I'm like, I've never seen this, and I love like anything to do with the sky. So.
Oh, really? So have you noticed any weird changes with astrology or astronomy or anything weird like that happening with the stars? Like,
definitely the stars the last few years. I know actually it was funny about, when was it? About 3-4 years ago, I was looking up at the sky and I saw this really, really bright kind of flash to green purple star, and I thought it was an asteroid. I literally ran inside, was freaking out. Oh no, we're about to get hit by an asteroid. I found out it was just the dog star. I was like, I've never seen that star before, and I've stared at the sky ever since I was like a teenager. And I loved astronomy and in school and everything. So I was like, I'm confused. Where did this star come from? And I'm like, how did I never see this star? That I've seen it before, but never that. I mean, it was intense. I was like, there is no way this is an actual star.
So,
until I looked it up, and then I was like, okay, well, apparently, I was like, what's going on?
Esther.
Yep.
Sorry. Am I wrong? Doesn't Esther mean star, or what does it mean?
Yeah, actually, one of the translations is star.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. It just occurred to me that Esther, I think it's like in Spanish or one of those languages that it actually means star. So.
Yeah, I can't remember. I know it's Persian. So a lot of people they're actually starting to say that's Hebrew, and I'm like, no, it's not Hebrew. It's Persian, which is why Mordecai picked it so that way he could keep her hidden, so people didn't know she was a Jew. And that's why he picked a Persian name. So I'm like, it's actually not Hebrew. Yeah. Although, because Madonna changed her name to Esther, and they're like, oh, because she wants the Hebrew name. And I'm like, that's not right. So.
Well, speaking of Madonna, was Madonna's name ever Madonna, or was that like her stage name? What do you remember?
I wasn't really into her much, but I found out later that it was a stage name, but I wasn't, I know I watched her on like A League of Their Own and knew a couple of her songs, but I always thought it was just a stage name, or I always thought it was like her actual name. And then about 4 years ago, maybe, about 3-4 years ago, like things started like changing. Didn't notice at the time. I didn't really pick up on the Mandela effect till just a few months ago. So
oh, really? So you're new
in it.
You're new to the effect.
I've seen changes, but my brain couldn't register that they were like things were actually changing. It was kind of one of those. There's no way Febreze can have one E. You know, that's just the way it is.
It looks so wrong, doesn't it? And Teresa, you found plenty of residue for Febreze. I know you have.
Febreze. I have.
Oh, yeah, that's something that I love to coupon, and I've been couponing for about 4 or 5 years now. Actually, about 6 years, sorry. And Febreze is one of those coupons that I look at a lot because it's something that you try to get really, really cheap because they're so expensive. And I love the Febreze, the fabric refresher, because I got 4 kids, so I love that one. And so I've always looked at the name because when you look at coupons, you have to look at all the details of everything. Because if you get a little wrong, you're gonna get the bad beep, and then your coupon won't work, and then your whole deal falls apart. So yeah, that was for me. I was like, Febreze has 2 E's. Where'd the other E go?
Yeah, there was.
Esther, definitely 2 E's.
April Riddle says Febreze was one of my clients at Procter & Gamble. I should check my old invoices.
Wow. Yeah, the one that freaked me out, that really got me, actually was the one that kind of got me really started. Tinkerbell was the starting point for me. And then I had watched, it was like a suggestion video. It was one of your videos about Kit Kat.
Yeah.
And I was watching it, and I was only half listening because I was getting my kids ready for school. And I was just like, you guys were talking about how it's never had the dash. And I'm like, no, it's always had a dash. I'm like, this is my favorite candy bar. Like, I love this candy bar. And I'm like, no, this, because I was hearing it wrong. Like I said, I wasn't really completely paying attention. I go down to the store that I work at, because I work at a convenience store / Subway, like making shop. And I went in and I looked at the Kit Kats, and I literally had to have every ounce of my energy to keep myself from jumping up and down screaming, where did the dash go? I mean, literally, it took everything inside of me to not scream and go, what is going on? Because I remember that dash. That was my moment of what's going on here. And I even asked all my coworkers, and they're like, there's always been a dash. And I'm like, go look at it now. They freaked out, too.
Wow.
Like, I don't know what's going on. So I was just like, I don't know how to, when I look at it, it looks foreign to me. But like I said, that was one of those, every time I look at it, it almost makes me want to cry when I look at a Kit Kat package. I'm like, no, it's wrong.
Hey, Esther, you're getting quite a bit of compliments here, especially from Gerald Neal. He says, Esther sounds great. And that's an excited great.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I get too much chat while I'm talking. So, but yeah, I've seen quite a few changes, like the Ford logo. I always just thought that was the curly Q. I remember as a child, we went to a lot of car shows, and seeing the curly Q on some of the cars. I do remember that as a child, like the old ones. And then later on, I remember seeing the normal, just straight. And then, so when I saw the curly Q come back, I'm like, oh, it's just an old, logo. And it's like, well, apparently that's the way it's always been. So I was really confused, because it was like, I remember back, like I said, when I was a child, I remember seeing the curly Q. That was like a really weird looking F to me. So for me, that one flip-flopped. So like some of the changes actually happened for me all the way back to 99. So it's weird.
That's
And
incredible.
I have like some, Yeah, back in '99, I remember actually my first boyfriend I had, we would fight, but well, not really fight, but we would go back and forth about Bible verses. And one that changed for me back then was it was the wolf and the lamb back in '99. So when I heard people flipping out about the lion and the lamb, and I'm like, but it's because I was confused when I read the verse in the Bible. I was like, well, why does it say lion and the lamb? Everybody says that, but I'm reading the verse that says wolf and the lamb. So I was really confused. I don't know if something happened for me earlier. My memories earlier, I don't know. It's weird. But I do remember being a child being taught it was the lion and the lamb. And then changing for me. So, but I don't remember reading it in Isaiah, though. That was confusing for me because I remember reading something in Matthew. I was studying about 3 to 4 hours a day at that point. So I don't remember reading a whole lot of Isaiah.
It seemed to be this almost like a conscious shift toward reading New Testament. A lot of Christians were mainly focusing on New Testament for a while, I remember, but it's important to remember Old Testament because it's kind of like your reference section in the library. You got all these old books that add up to something greater than that's the prophecy of Jesus Christ coming and conquering death, for all of us. So you got a compliment from Adam. Adam says, "Yay for Esther, another Mandela effect believer."
Yeah, actually, I have to send you a picture. I have an old drawing that I did. I actually told my sister about this, and she just will not believe me. I have the verse, Psalms 119:105. Thy word is the lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path.
Yep, that's
one
of my favorite lines. One of my favorite verses. Wait, what? The light unto my path is not there?
No, it's thy word is a lamp unto my feet. And there's just now. There's no the. And I love that. It was the song, of course, I sang all the time. It was my favorite verse. And because it was my favorite verse and I love to draw, I drew like a Bible and I wrote the verse inside of it. And I wanted to make sure it's correct. Because sometimes you sing a song, you can misquote things. And I made sure to painfully make sure every single thing was correct. I wrote, it looks different than what my Bible says now. And I told my sister, I'm like, I put thee, and it says now. And she's like, well, you must have just wrote it down wrong. I said, no, I remember very detailed that I sat down and made sure to pull out my Bible and read it word for word. I had this really weird feeling like you have got to get this exactly 100% right. Do not even get an A out of place. And so I did it, and I'm like, I freaked out when I read it. I'm like, oh my word, why do I have a different word in that place? When I open my Bible and I see it's different.
Okay, so you're saying, so your notes, okay, yours, in other words, you made side notes in the Bible, and yours, did it change or no?
I have to go get my actual picture.
Oh no, don't look at it now. It's going to change. You got to be careful with that. Because
I drew it and I took pictures of it, and I'm like, that I was treating. What am I? Here it is. I'm gonna get my sketchbook out.
I like what let's see. I like what Frankie says here. The Bible says to look for signs in the moon, sun, and the stars. And how about that? We had that, I think it was last year. You guys remember they were talking about the September 23rd, 2017? You remember that revelation sign that everybody was talking about? Yeah. Don't forget about that in case it changes, because, remember the Jupiter was supposed to be growing inside the Virgin's stomach. Like a pregnancy or something like that. You remember that? In case that changes. So anyway,
yes,
Teresa
thy word is a lamp, and then on my drawing it says thy word is the lamp.
Wow.
And I have it. I drew it back in '99.
All right.
I have to send you that picture.
Yeah, send that one to me, MandelaEffectAwareness@gmail.com, and I'll be sure to post it at some point. Teresa had some questions for you, I believe.
I had a few people. Scotty Bio in the group wanted to know if you got any kind of accidents in 1999, because it seems like a lot of people with the Mandela effect might have had a near-death experience or been in a trauma. Brian, you had gotten a car accident. I had gotten one, and I'm just wondering if that might be related to the Mandela effect as far as whether we really had died and came back. I know it sounds bizarre, but have you had any like near-death experiences?
I guess you say the closest one I had was a couple of years before that. Was I was riding I don't know if you've heard of a quadricycle before. Was riding it. It was a two-seater, basically 2 seats beside. It's a bike with 4 wheels. It has a steering wheel like a car. Basically, it's a car without an engine. I was driving that. My brother was told not to. He was told not to let me drive because it has like really, really sharp steering. And I lost control. And I flipped it, and I went with it, and I smacked my head on the pavement very, very high. I actually went bald for about a year and 1 spot. My dad didn't take me to the hospital or anything. I got scratched all the way down my back.
Oh my God.
And I was about 15 at the time. So let's see, I was about 96, 98, 97.
Wait,
So
hold on.
It's
You said
bizarre that a lot of us have had those kind of experiences, and
yeah,
just, trying to find a comparison between all of us Mandela effect people
but
who see the Mandela effect and the ones that don't.
You also said that you, Esther, that you started noticing things were different in '99, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever think about maybe the near-death experience had something to do with it, or no? Like not at all, right?
Not really, not until this moment.
Gosh.
So yeah,
I'm sorry.
I've had a couple because I had a little before, is it right before that or right after that? I had actually sun poisoning, where I should have been brought to the hospital. Once again, my dad didn't take me. My forehead swelled up, and I was in and out of a coma for about 3 days. And my dad just, let me kind of wait it out at home, just figured I was, sick and just let me stay home. So that was right around that same time. I think actually it was after that. I was about 16 at the time. No, I was just about to turn 16. I was about 15 at the time. So yeah, that must have happened around 14.
I like what Scotty Balo. Scotty Balo says, and what did he say? He says bonus life. He says bonus life. Like in Super Mario Brothers, the original, and you touch one of the mushrooms, you got a 1-up.
Yeah.
That's what happened. You got a 1-up there. Extra life.
Yeah, so 20 years ago, so 2018, so yeah, that would have been what, 98?
Oh, Mikey's got to go. No, Mikey, don't go. Come on, man. Hang on. We're almost done.
Mikey, don't leave.
Esther, we loved having you on.
She can call back again, Brian. We've been doing a few shows a week. Esther, do you want to call back again when we're doing another live show?
Yeah, every time I see something new, I always try to call in or try to, I post a lot to like Eva, and I post different things to different people depending on what their more specialties are. So I know I mentioned, I don't know if you've, I think I mentioned on yours about Pentatonics, their song, Hallelujah.
Oh, Pentatonics.
I mean, I literally sing that song. I literally sing that song every single day, and I noticed he's been adding words, and I don't remember them being there. He started saying, she cut your hair, she broke your throne, she tied you to the kitchen chair, and she cut your hair. And I'm like, I don't remember the and being there, because I sing it without that. So I thought it was very odd. So,
well, So you think that might be a change?
It is for me, at least on that version. And I know, like, if you look up the lyrics, it starts out with the word well. I don't know the other versions very well because it was a different guy, Rufus Wright or something like that.
Yeah.
Sings a different version. And it says on that version he's supposed to say the word well. I don't remember him saying that. So that might be a change on his song as well. So I've been keeping an eye on that song.
That's been the troubles trying to eliminate, okay, is it a change in the song, like an alternate version, or is it an actual Mandela effect? A lot of people don't remember, they don't remember the way it is now with the mamas and the papas pretend to pray. It was never pretend to pray. It was began to pray. So
I always remember began to pray. I know a lot of oldies. I'm really into, like, the Beatles and stuff. Like, actually, Paul Vector did a couple of the
later on.
I noticed.
Later on,
like in the Sky with Diamonds. So
yep,
that was weird.
With diamonds, and now it's diamond. But
yeah,
when I'm gonna step in the shower in the morning, I'm probably gonna be singing that Mamas and Papas song. But I'm gonna sing it the right way. Anyway, keep on praying, and we need to be stay positive at all times, no matter what comes our way. So Esther, don't let anything get to you, and just stay strong in your faith. Okay. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for sharing your experiences with everyone. I know it takes a lot of guts and glory to come on. We appreciate it. So
thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Esther.
We'll see you, Esther.
Bye.
Good night now.
Thank you. Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Hey, Teresa.
Hey, we got time for one more caller, guys. Let's see. Somebody.
Caller. Brian, what's the number again?
Somebody please post that number. We need the number back in the chat. Caller number 3. Come on, caller number 3.
851. What is it?
We got 60 viewers. Come on, get it up there to 80. We're almost done.
What's the number again?
Thanks, Esther, for calling in.
Thank you, Esther.
Somebody please post that phone number. I know you have it in your.
Hey, Brian S., why don't you call in? Brian, get Brian S. to call in.
I believe. Well, I believe it was. Who was it that was going to be calling in? Was it Scrappy?
Yeah, is Scrappy still
I want to hear from Scrappy.
Oh, wait, here it is. 850-764-1552. We got a time for one more caller.
Come on, guys. One more caller.
Please come.
Don't be shy.
Because it's getting late.
Oh, Venus is his name. Venus. I saw that, Kingpin. Venus is the prostitute. Venus is his name, according to that song now. Teresa, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm reading it. Yeah, Venus changed too, didn't it? Goddess from a mountaintop.
Yep.
Remember?
Venus is his name.
Venus is his name?
That doesn't sound right.
That doesn't make sense.
Venus was always it was the Roman goddess of love.
Yeah. The number again is 850-764-1552. Again, we have time for one more caller, Brian, right?
Come on, Scrappy, or whoever wants to call in.
Even Brian S. can call in if he wants. Anybody? Betty Davis, do you want to call in and talk to Brian? Come on, somebody call in. I'm going to call one night, but not tonight. Why not, Betty?
Yeah, Teresa, why don't you call in?
You call in. Mikey.
Teresa, why don't you call in?
I'm already on the phone.
I know, I'm joking. All right, let's see who we got here.
Frankie Aponte, why don't you call in?
Hello, caller, you're on the air. Welcome to our chat.
Hi, hey guys. This is Izzy Gothic. I've been a friend and fan of yours for a while, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on and coming on to hang out with us.
Who is it?
Yeah, I wanted to share with everybody, I have an experience with the Mandela effect personally that's been, I think that I was going crazy for a while before I found out what it was. A friend of mine that was very close with our goth kid scene out in Colorado, she experienced like seizures a lot, and she was in the hospital quite a bit. Unfortunately, they got so bad she died, and a lot of us lost her. You know, we buried her, like we saw her be buried. We went to her funeral. We had a procession, like everything. You know, it was so real, and it was so just. It was horrible. It affected our community pretty bad. And just a couple years ago, I'd like to say about last year, before I found out about the Mandela effect even being a thing, suddenly I was suggested on Facebook a picture of her, and I checked out this Facebook page, and it was her. She had this family and this guy, and she had just had a child, and it blew me away. Like, I didn't know what was going on, and like, I talked to her, and she's alive. She didn't die. She was like there, and I told her, I said, "You died. I don't understand what's going on." And she acted like she didn't know what I was saying. She had no idea what I was talking. She thought I was crazy. Like,
did you go to her funeral at all?
Yeah, she didn't remember her funeral, we took pictures of it too, and there was procession, like this event we had, right? All of us, her ex-boyfriend made this thing where we went up to Garden of the Gods, and we left this monument to her dying, and we took pictures. I mean, there were pictures of it, and I still had them, and I sent them to her because I was like, what do you mean you didn't? What's going on? Like, I thought she might have pretended to die. I don't know. I don't think so. It sounds so crazy, but it really happened, you know? Like, and she doesn't remember any of it. And I called her ex-boyfriend, and he's even, like, he called me crazy until I sent him the link, and I gave him her new phone number, and he called her, and this person we knew that was dead isn't dead anymore, you know?
That would creep me out, Brian. It'd be like my father who passed away in 2002, and I find out he's alive. That would really creep me out. Like, I wouldn't know what to do, because I've mourned his death since then, and if I find out he's alive, I don't know what I would do. Seriously, it'd be too traumatic. Like, seriously.
Wait, that almost sounds like something from like that movie Frequency. Did you ever watch that movie?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've seen that movie a long time ago.
I love that one. Where he talks to his dad in the past and actually prevents him from dying or something. That was really awesome.
I've been afraid to say anything to anybody about it because of how I've been treated about the whole situation, and how people look at me like I'm some sort of crazy lunatic, and I'm like, are you serious?
No.
I've seen a lot, right, Brian?
We believe you.
We've gone through a lot of crazy things that I can't even explain to myself, and Brian's experienced to know. I believe you 100%. I understand. We're here for you.
And I love your show. I love listening to you guys. I love finding out the new things that have happened with it. And it was the craziest thing, and I had to share it with people, because whatever CERN's doing, or if this is some sort of like mass consciousness level, I don't know what's going on with all of it. Like, I'd like to find out, like everybody else, like what happened and why are things changing the way they are.
We all want to know I would love to find out what's causing all this. Everybody's got different theories: time traveling, CERN, aliens, AI. Nobody really knows the answer. And when is the answer going to come out? Brian, do you think we'll ever find out the truth of why this Mandela effect's happening?
I don't know. Like, part of me is wanting to know, like, all the way, and then the other part's kind of scared. Like, what if we really knew the truth, and it would really like shock us? Where we would
I want to know the truth.
What if,
I really want to know. I know
if
sometimes you shouldn't
I know,
want to
but
know everything, but
what if we questioned our own?
Needs to be told.
No, but what if we come to a point where we're questioning our own existence? See, that part is what scares me.
Oh my God.
Where what if we're not even real? If we're in somebody else's fairy tale, that's what kind of bothers me a little bit. But again,
like
that's
like the Matrix. I wonder if we're maybe part of a program, and our consciousness has been downloaded, like kind of like avatars. Like an avatar.
Yeah.
What if we're in what if our consciousness is sitting somewhere, and we're downloaded in these bodies, and these are like avatars? Does that make sense?
I don't know, but I just I saw something recently, and I know this is kind of related. It's not all the way related, but there were these Chinese writing that was discovered actually told the story of Jesus Christ in 31 AD when he died. I'm not lying to you. And they talk about this man who was saved from the sins of his death and all that stuff. Talked about his birth, death, and resurrection. And that's what really got me, because the Chinese, they're half the world away, and they found out about this. So there is something to be told about Christianity and the afterlife. I look forward to a happy afterlife. I don't want to be tortured in the end. But so this experience that we're all experiencing right now, it's on a very high level, and it's like it's all hitting us at once. Like you see these effects, and they keep it's like for a while there, the changes were ramping up like really bad, like one after the other.
They come in waves. I've noticed that. Have you noticed they come in waves? I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. What is it? Brian, what's our caller's name?
Caller? I'm sorry, what was your name again?
You guys can call me Izzy.
Izzy? Okay, Izzy, sorry.
Izzy, okay. Have you noticed the Mandela effect comes in waves? Like all of a sudden we'll be getting like a slew of them. Like you'll see Moneybags and Scarab and different people talking about them and different channels. Have you noticed they come in waves? Like we'll get like a whole bunch and then it'll slow down. Have you noticed that? I did.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely.
The one that shocked me was the Gilligan's Island hat. I posted that in my group. I don't remember the skipper ever having a black hat. Hey, Brian, you want to ask your audience and see?
We talked about this one on our.
How many people remember what color the skipper's hat was?
What color was Skipper's hat to you?
That one's really freaking me out. Now it's black.
It was white.
It was white.
I grew up with it. It was white and white.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Have you seen it, Brian? You want to bring a picture of it and show what it looks like now?
I could share it with the audience.
Wait till you guys see it. It's creepy. It's like everything's turning black. I mean, a lot of things are turning black now.
Black or pink. I see a lot of pink and purple. Weird colors.
And it's like certain colors keep repeating themselves, and logos and different, and other things, animals, and it's just strange.
But how do you deal with it when? I mean, like, there's residue out there that proves that we're not crazy, but yet there's people that I believe that the enemy puts in at our door and tries to sway us away from the Mandela effect, swaying us, trying to keep us from the truth. That the enemy is always working against us, and the main enemy to us right now is like time. Time to me is an enemy because it just keeps speeding up.
Too fast.
All these skipper hats, and they're white, but let me see, Gilligan's.
I posted it in my group, Brian. There was residue. Remember?
I mean, his hat now has changed. Look at. Okay, there's a good picture.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember that, the black hat like that? That's just bizarre.
And do you still have the residue that I sent you from before?
Yeah, there's residue. I know you sent me some.
Yeah.
Like people dressing up in costumes and.
Yeah, a lot of people in costumes. They're not wearing the black hats.
Oh wait, look at this.
They're wearing the white hats.
Hang on.
I think some of them might have blue on them.
No, look.
The majority of the costumes are all white.
I'm telling you, here. This is a side. What we're looking at here, Teresa. I just found the mother load.
What?
Halloween with Gilligan, the skipper. This is from WordPress.
No way.
And if you look on the left, you have this bulldog wearing a blue shirt, polo, with a white cap and a blue bill or a black bill.
And a picture of the skipper on the right.
Skipper on the right. What?
Yeah, I sent you that. Yeah, I posted that in my group. Yeah, and they're comparing them because they're saying that the skipper looked like a bulldog because of his face. Yeah, I posted that. That was one of my residues.
So my question for Izzy is, what do you think with all this residue out there, does it prove, do you ever try to show people that don't believe you? And do they have a adverse reaction or do they have a decent reaction to it?
I know that some of my closer friends and people that I've spoken to and shown a lot of the evidence tend to believe me now, and it's kind of blown their mind too with what's going on. But I have had quite a few people that like shoo me off and sit there and say that I'm just in that case and that I'm just with everybody else, conspiracy theorists now all of a sudden. It's weird how to deal with it. Sometimes I don't tell people because I'm afraid of the reaction I get from them, you know?
Yeah.
It's bad. Like, I want to wake people up, and the people that I really care about the most, I try to wake them up. But,
well, let me ask you this. Do you work in a professional job, or do you run your own business, or what's that like? Do you talk to people? Do you talk to people at work?
I'm a caregiver. I'm a caregiver right now, so
you're caregiver.
I don't work a conventional job, no.
Okay, well that's good because you're kind of your own boss. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so do people work under you, or do you work for your own like that?
I work for my own.
Okay.
I handle my own time sheets and so on and so forth. Yes.
I got you. That's great that you're doing that. I mean, that you're like the bee's knees, you know, for God doing that kind of work, you know. So
I do believe in Christ. I do believe in God. Just because my name is Izzy Gothic doesn't mean
no,
I'm not a Christian.
No. I would never readily assume that, you know. Right?
I just figured I'd put it out there for everybody so nobody thinks.
I honestly think some people generate a reaction. Like we had what was his name? The devil, or I think his name was Satan or the devil, Lucifer, in our chat one time, and we were just cracking jokes at him.
That was creepy, Brian.
Yeah, it was. I don't think he was really a Satanist or whatever, but you know, I think he was just trying to get a reaction from the chat.
Yeah.
No, I think that they said in the Bible that it's the great deception will come before Jesus comes back, and I think that this Mandela effect has something to do with that.
Well, here's the question: is the Mandela effect the deception, or is the deception the other end, the people who don't see it?
I think it's the people that don't see it.
Are they being deceived, do you think? I don't know. I don't want to form I don't want to like kick people out of my social ring, you know, but you know, like if somebody just is ignorant and doesn't want to listen to the facts that are the things that we remember are not lining up with reality. And that's a problem. That's a huge problem, which means to me it's evidence of time travel. I feel like some hacker or somebody has found a way to travel back in time and screw with these changes. Whether it be Satan, whether it be something else, something has changed dramatically, and our memories are not lining up. And most of the Mandela affected people, I can honestly tell you, that have good, strong memories. And it's just like, what's his name? Is it Bob Hope? Thanks for the memories.
Yes.
And even that's changed. And now he says, thanks for the memory. I mean,
yeah, that's
bizarre.
Weird.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if you knew that one. That one's an older effect. I think Moneybags pointed that out at one time. I've been following his channel for quite a while, and same with Scarab Performance, you know, and we, you know, it's good to keep putting videos out that matter, you know, even if sometimes I'm finding myself putting out the same effect a second time because you may touch up on a different audience, you know. So I don't know. And then I feel like I've seen Moneybags put out videos that I feel like he's already covered before, or maybe, you know what I'm saying. Have you noticed that? Like any looping of some of the channels? Have you noticed that?
Oh yeah, but what you guys do and what you're doing is so important, right? Because there are so many people out there that, like myself, at one point started seeing stuff like this happen and started thinking, like, do I need to go to my doctor and start taking medication because am I, like, losing my mind, you know? And that's not really the answer. Like, I mean, you know, some people need medication, I get it, right? Like, imbalances, but whenever you're seeing something like this, like the Chase Bank sign suddenly changes its color, and you know for a fact that the corporation didn't pay money to have that changed overnight, you know? Like, little things like that happen, and, like, it all mounts up, and I think what you guys do for your channels and re-releasing whatever you need to help get to people and to share that they're not crazy, that there are other people out there experiencing the same thing is, like, amazing. You guys are saving so many people, and you are doing, like, this awesome job to help people come to, like, the awake awareness, you know?
Thanks, Izzy.
And to not feel so ostracized.
Thank
you know?
Izzy, I meant to ask you, you have a channel, don't you? I believe I've seen some of your stuff, right? Do you put out content?
I don't right now, no. I'm on Twitch, or I do video games.
Oh, that's so cool. Who else does video? Anybody else in the chat do video gaming? Look for your next Twitch partner right here. You got Izzy Gothic. Is that your gamer tag?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, that is so cool. I use my gamer tag for my email as well. Like people like Wieldy, or is it Wildy? I don't know. They have to confirm with me, but it is Wieldy. Anyway, so anything else you would like to add that we haven't talked about? I feel like there's something on the tip of your tongue, or is it those tentacles? I hope it's not.
What did you think about that? I was going to ask you. Do you remember seeing this underneath your tongue, the tentacle thingies?
Huh?
The tentacles under your tongue.
Tentacles on my tongue? What? You're silly.
You want to explain that?
All right. I'd love to call you guys again sometime and talk more and see what's going on. If I can find those pictures and show them sometime and send them to you.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you for having the courage to come on tonight, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah,
also,
thank both of you guys, and thank you. Keep strong, and God bless for everybody, for sure. Have a good one, guys.
Hey, you too. Thanks for calling in, okay, Izzy? Have a good night, okay? God bless you.
Bye.
God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you. Good night.
All right, with that, I think we'll go ahead and end the show for tonight. It is a school night. I'm sorry to keep everybody up.
You're
Thanks.
3 hours ahead of me, Brian. Remember that.
I know.
I'm on the West Coast, everyone. It's 8:25 here, and Brian is then on the East side, and he is going on midnight soon. But we're going to be back on Friday, Brian.
Yeah, we should be back Friday. We're going to be back with. What
time can we tell everybody to come back and join us? And we're going to try to get you some more Mandela effects.
Yes, guys, keep sending the emails. I know I don't check it every day, but I do check it from time to time. Before Friday, I will be checking it. So send me your emails if you have any new effects that you would like to publish.
They can post them in my group as well.
Exactly.
My Facebook group is Reality Residue Hunter.
I would honestly.
3 exclamation marks.
Yes, and I would honestly post in there because Teresa will get it quicker and put it out to me. She checks it every day.
Especially if you tag me too. You can tag me.
Yep, Reality Residue Hunter with 3 exclamation marks.
Yeah, and I would love. My group is so relaxed that I'm far from being strict. I mean, I'll let you post old and new residue, and I welcome everyone.
The email to send to, I posted on every one of the description in each video, but it's mandelaeffectawareness@gmail.com. Send me an email, and we'll catch up later.
So we will join everyone on Wednesday. I'm sorry, not Wednesday.
Friday.
On Friday, Brian, around what time?
Normally we like to start the show around 9:30 Eastern. Around 9:30 or 10, depends on how many guests we have and what the topics are. Sometimes we take some time. It may be 10:30 at the latest that we begin. But yeah, we look forward to seeing everybody. Thank you and have a good night. Have a great Mandela Effect night.
Everyone.
God bless.
Thank you again.
Thanks again, guys.